Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Happy holidays. So I'm just gonna say it now. It's gonna be Vlogmas, but I'm not sure how many times I'm going to upload. And when I say that, I mean I'm not sure if I'm gonna do all 25 days. If I do all 25 days, wow. I would be shocked because starting next week I have to be on set and I still have a full-time job, so wish me luck. But I really wanted to do this. This is my first time doing Vlogmas. I was gonna do it last year. I had to move. It was a lot. So starting Vlogmas, and we gonna talk about everything, all the makeup and skincare and fragrance that I loved in November. November favorites. I filmed a October one, and when I went to go edit it, my microphone was not plugged all the way in. And it was just static throughout the whole thing. And it was good too. It was so good. Anyway, let's start off this video. So the first thing I want to get out the way is like my skin prep before makeup. When I wash my face and do all that stuff, I've been using this LYS serum. That's what it looks like. This is the Think Bright Glow and Hydrate Serum. It has vitamin C and hyaluronic acid, and I really like it. It just makes my skin glow. Like I see when I put it on, I see the difference and I feel the difference. And moisturizer before makeup, it depends. Like if I know I'm just gonna be going out like for a couple of hours, it doesn't really matter. I just know it has to like pair well with anything else I'm wearing. I will say though, what I've been using that's been in my stand has been this. And this is the Cloud Cushion Air Brightening Moisturizer from Edam. I really like it. There's no moisturizer that I have right now that I don't like. I will say if I know I'm going to have makeup on for a really long time, the moisturizer that I will use is the Water Bank. I don't have it right here. It's the Water Bank from Laneige. Laneige has never failed me, okay? Never failed me. So those are the things that I do before, like I put makeup on. And my eye cream, I'm gonna put this eye cream on before we get into the business of makeup because I like my under eye to be hydrated. So when I conceal, I set 2 ways. I think that's something that's also maybe going viral on TikTok right now. But it's something I've been doing for a long time, especially if I'm going to be out for a long time. I don't do it all the time, but if I'm going to be out for a long period of time, I'm going to get my pictures taken. I always like do 2 different types of powder, and I always make sure I use under eye cream. I may necessarily not use it at night, but I use it under my eye before makeup. And the one I've been using is this. This is from First Aid Beauty. And I hope this is focusing. I can't see, so I don't know if it's focused or not. Hopefully it is. There we go. So I'm gonna prep my under eye for that now. And I just, I like it. It does what it needs to do. It hydrates. I really like First Aid Beauty. And while I'm applying this, I'm just going to tell you guys what it is in case it was blurry the whole time. I have a new entire system of lighting, and I'm still trying to figure it out. Like, you guys can see right by my neck right now, even with my fingers, I have a lot of shadow. I just recently got, like I said, everything is it's a new thing, like an upgrade. And the lighting is so good, but I don't have a soft box for it because the light is so powerful and it's too harsh. I'm looking, like you can see on my hand, it's so harsh. So I'm just waiting for the soft box that's gonna just feather and fan out the light so it's not just like a spotlight, because right now I had to do too much to get this to like simmer down a little bit. So, and my camera is on a different thing. I have my monitor. It's changed into just my laptop that's right in front of me. So if you guys see me looking down, that's what it is. So what do I want to do next? Let's do eyes while I talk about, I don't have a favorite for brows. I have a lot of brow products, but none of them are my favorites. Before we do that though, I spilled coffee on myself. Is there something new? No. Primer that I have been loving. I won't lie. Where's the other one at? Primer that I used, I'll say, anytime I had makeup on. Like if it was matte eyeshadow that I was putting on, it's this Milk Hydro Grip eyeshadow primer. If I'm gonna use anything that has shimmer, I haven't really used like glitter, but if it has any kind of shimmer, especially because I've just been using a lot of Danessa and Pat McGrath palettes in the past couple of months, this Valentino Stay With Me primer is what I've been using. Hopefully, I would be so upset when I'm watching this back and like this right now, and everything I've showed you guys is blurry because I would be so upset. I need to figure it out. Anyway, so this is what I've been using, and because I'm gonna show you guys the eyeshadow that I've been using so much, every time I use it, people stop me, they ask me what it is, because it just makes my eyes look wet. That's been it. I don't want to say this is like a November favorite, but this is the Makeup by Mario Master Mattes, and this is an everyday favorite. I use this like it's nobody's business. So I'm just gonna use the Valentino Stay With Me glitter primer. I don't know if I mentioned this, but it's a glitter primer. So I'm just gonna dab. Bless you. And because I want to do one eye at a time, I don't know how long I'm going to be talking for. Ouch. I don't want to get carried away. So palette I'm going to use just for transition. And then the Moonlit Seduction palette is what I've been using. I've been using this shade here. Oh my God. I'm going to try to find a way to not. Oh, it doesn't even go higher than that. This shade here. Oh, did I just dip in it? That feels like it was blurry. I'll tell you guys the shade. It is VR Sextasy, baby. Every time I have put that on, every time, people are like, what do you have on? What do you have on your, what do you have on? And I'm like, is that? So I'm just gonna start off with a transition color, and we'll talk about why I don't have a brow favorites while we do this. So I have, like I said, I have a lot of brow products, but I don't have any that are my favorites. Like, they work really well. My two favorites, like, I can't find anywhere. Like in physical stores. One for a fact is the Tom Ford, I forget the exact name. You know, you just have a lot of stuff. I have a lot of makeup. I can't remember every single, every name of every single makeup that I love, but it's discontinued or they're reformulating. It's one of those because I can't find it anywhere. And it is a Tom Ford brow product. The next one is Burberry. If you've been watching my channel for a long time, you would know. Maybe I need to do my other eye simultaneously, but you would know that Burberry one is my favorite. It is their brow definer. I think that's what it's called. It looks just like the Hourglass definer and it looks just like the Anastasia one. But the reason why that's my favorite is because of the texture. It's like almost Like it has a tiny bit of wax, but then it's really, really, really like, y'all, it is really, really velvety, and it's almost like velvet, like powder. So I don't know what they put in that thing. I've seen it online. I looked the other day, but it was, what do you call this? It was gone for a while and I couldn't find it anywhere. And right now, the only place I know they have it is on the Burberry website, because I looked, because I've been searching. And I'm scared that I'm going to buy it and it's not going to be the same. Because I feel like when things are off the market for a while and they come back, it's been reformulated, because the next closest or the next best thing would be the Hourglass one. And now I'm at the point where if it's not the Tom Ford or the Burberry one, I don't want to go out of my way to buy another brow product, because I have so many. They're just not my favorite. Like, they work fine. The one I have on now, it works fine. And sometimes, you know, I've been fortunate to be able to be part of the Sephora squad, and I get a lot of PR. And I just don't want to be wasteful in purchasing something that I already have a lot of. But they're not my favorites, but they work good. Y'all know what I'm trying to say? So I just don't want to be wasteful. Oh, I'm going to use this mirror because I can't see that far. I don't want to be wasteful just for the sake of getting something. When all of my brow products are done, I don't think they will be. I have so much makeup. When they are done, I want y'all to see the magic of what I'm about to do to my eyes right now, because this eyeshadow, this specific shade, actually, let me use my finger so you can see the magic, okay? Oh, baby. Do you see what I see? It's just so good. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh. It is so good. It is so good. Okay. So once I apply it, I usually just tap all the way up, so it has that, like, there's no part where it's just stopping harshly. And then I'll just go in and blend. So it's like scattered, like, oh, guys, I can't explain how stunning this is. So every time that I have gotten this, this look, I have not really done much else to like my eyes. I'll just usually go back in and blend, but I don't really do much. And even this is good. Just make sure it reaches where I want it to reach. Like a simple, but it still gets the job done. And I know it looks a little weird and crazy and weird right now, but it's really good, I promise. So the next product that I've been using, November loving favorites, is this twin liner. And this is the black and narrow, so it has both sides. And oh, I really like this. So I noticed that I've been using, what am I doing? That I've been using this more when I have like matte eyeshadows, because I love the way it glides. It's like, it has the same bristles as if you have the KVD liner, you know, the famous tattoo liner. That is still always going to be a favorite, but I'm just showing you guys what I've been loving all November. And it's not in my arsenal right now. It's away. Another one that I've been loving. This is also not a new thing in my kit. It's not something I just discovered, but I have like 2 more backups of these. Not these. This one. This is the Anastasia liquid eyeliner. It's so good. And it's matte. So good. So it just looks like this. So good. Oh, I think when I was doing my Halloween looks, this is what I used the most. So I'm just gonna line. So just that simple, nothing crazy. So yeah. Okay, so next thing that has had me in a chokehold is this Makeup Forever mascara right here. Double-sided, so good, y'all. I'm gonna try, and I hope you're able to see the difference when I put like one side on. Tell me you can see the difference. It's so good. Y'all, it's so good. It's so good. It's just so good. I don't know if it's the formula or the brush, but it's amazing. Okay. The other side you guys will see once I'm done with my makeup, because this is going to be the very last thing I do after I set my makeup, but it is the skinnier side, and I use it for my bottom lash. It ties the whole thing together, okay? Okay, so we're good with the eyes for now. I think we're done with the eyes. Nothing crazy has been happening. Next, I'm going to talk about is the Yummy Skin. How do I explain this? This is the blurring balm powder, and this is universal, so I've been using it as my primer. Whatever Danessa Myricks puts in her products, magical. It's also another brand that has not failed me yet. You can use your fingers. You can use a brush. I use my fingers. I'm oily all over usually. If you're like worried about dipping your hands back in your product, y'all see how the oil was like, what oil? It just disappeared. But what I was gonna say is, if you are worried about dipping your fingers, just wipe it or use a brush. I don't know if I ever finished my story about brow products, but I think I did. It's brands products that I like, but if in 2020 you can't give me a foundation shade, I'm not buying from you. I'm just not. Okay, we got to do some honorable mentions for foundations, because I haven't only been loving or favoriting one in November, and I mix my foundations a lot. I have so much foundations, okay? I always find out that mixing them is how I get to use a lot of them. And even before that, I think it's the makeup artist in me. I love mixing foundations, especially if they're like the same, like, you know, the same ingredients, the same base, but different textures. I love it. I love it. And sometimes some foundations that I just love, it's either too light or too dark, and I mix it, and it's just so. Honorable mention that I loved in October in the video that I did, because who didn't love this? Who in their right mind got this foundation when it came out and didn't love it? Because I don't know them. I've never met them. I don't know where they exist, because I love that foundation, and everyone I know loves that foundation. So what I've been using, one of the foundations I've been using October, and I've been using it in November too, is the Beauty Blender Bounce Foundation, and it looks like this. Same foundation. Same foundation. This was the original bottle. This is the new one. It's the exact same thing. Exact same thing. And it's the exact same thing. This is just a smarter, I guess. This was very innovative, right? Right? Yeah, that's the word I want to use. The innovation for this, smart. It can be your mixing palette. I know it's bulky and stuff like that, but I really like this. I really like it. You just pump and it's here and you mix. But this, they're the same thing. I just wanted to show, in case you were interested and you went to the store, this is what you'll see, not this. Just wanted to put that out there. So, been using this, like I said, like crazy. And I have also been using this. I used it a couple of times this month, but I know I was reaching for this more. This most of the time, but when I went to different events, this was the foundation that I opted for, and this is the Gucci foundation. It's really just stunning, truly. I mixed this, let me show you guys. So I mixed these two together. I mixed them together. However, I will say the Givenchy one that I mixed with this, it was also matte. It's the matte one, but I don't have it here with me. This is the Skincare and Glow. I mixed this with the matte one because I think this is a little deep for me. We're gonna use this today. Yep. I think it's a little deep. It depends. Because it's nothing concealer can't fix and blend out, okay? But I have mixed it with the Beauty Blender one, and it's just really stunning. I would say this is a favorite just because it's there and I use it. This is the Glossier Soothing Face Mist Rose Water Spray. I use this because it's here. I don't use it as like a setting spray or anything like that. I use it when I need to damp my brushes. I use it when I need to damp my sponge, or I just need a pick-me-up when I'm around the house and my face is feeling a little like dry from, you know, turning on the heater and stuff like that. I spray this and it just gives me a nice pick-me-up. So I don't like love it. I don't know if that's what I'm trying to say, because I don't dislike it. It's my go-to and I use it. So I just wanted y'all to know that. So what did I say this was? This is the Gucci foundation and my shade is 530. I feel like you won't like this foundation if you don't like fragrance in your product. I don't care about fragrance in my product. I actually like fragrance in my product. I feel like I know I like fragrance in my product because, or like I don't mind it because it's very sensorial for me. And this smells good. It smells really good. Like, look how that just, oh, it's so good. It's so good. If you are new here, oh, what's going on here? If you're new here, are you new here? If you're new here, you see that I am not applying foundation. I don't mind if this goes over my brows because once I use brow gel, it's just gonna chef's kiss everything. But I don't mind. Always put foundation on your ears. Unless your hair is covering your ears. I don't have that luxury because I don't have hair. I always blend foundation with my ears. But what I was gonna say is, if you notice, I didn't put foundation under my eye. That's because I'm going to conceal. You guys can see the shadow a lot. Ooh, that light is so bright. On my neck, but it's because this is casting more of a shadow. And I have hyperpigmentation, as you can see, my face and my chest, relatively the same color. And also because I ain't going anywhere, I'm not doing my neck. But generally, I always drag my foundation down my neck. So my face, my neck, and my chest is one color. You guys know there's that rule that says to not match your foundation to your chest. Foundation and the way you like to wear your foundation is not one size fit all, because we're not all one even tone. If my neck is the darkest, like let's say example is the darkest, I'm gonna make sure I look cohesive. Like my neck is the darkest part of my body because it's just hyperpigmentation. So when I match my foundation all the way down to my neck, everything just looks like one. Now, if your face is the lightest or the darkest and everything else is one color, you want to match it to your chest. So when you put your foundation on, it looks cohesive. You guys know what I'm trying to say? You know what I'm trying to say? So yeah, concealer. Concealer I've been loving, and I'm not being biased because I actually was part of this campaign. I'll put a picture up so you guys can see if you are new here. And if you're not new here and you watch my videos, you already know. So I really like it. The shade I'm using right now, because I just want a brighter, I'm trying to avoid right here because of the shimmer. And I don't want to dip this back in there. So, but I'll blend it with the shimmer. I don't mind about that. I don't do like the trendy. I put concealer on how I've been putting it on. And it's just where I know when I go outside, if I take pictures, that's where the light would naturally hit me. As you can see where the light is hitting me now, that's where I conceal. You know, when you put foundation on, I like concealing right there. Well, not conceal, but highlighting right there because I have a flat nose bridge. So I just like to give it an illusion that there's something there. Ain't nothing there. But what was I saying? I don't do trendy concealer hacks. I forgot what I was trying to say. I definitely forgot what I was trying to say. That's what I get. So with the shimmer that's already in my inner corner, it's gonna spread everywhere. I don't mind. Oh, was I talking about the campaign? Yeah, I was part of this concealer campaign. It was really fun. I love Milk as a brand. I love the people that work at Milk. They're really, really, really awesome, nice, kind people. Just an overall amazing team. Now, if this looks really harsh, don't let that scare you because we're gonna blend. And I feel like the contrast between my lighting, I look crazy, but in front of me, I look semi-normal. And as you guys can see, or the way you can see it right now, I'm concealing, and when I contour, I'm gonna contour to the shape of my face because I have a round face and I want to look snatched. So I contour downward so it can give me the illusion that my face is a little more oval, angular, you know? The shade I'm using right now is 24N. I have two other shades where one of them it's a little warmer and it's closer to my skin tone. The other one is like exactly my skin tone, but I want to go for like extra glam because if I'm wearing makeup, I'm not going to be subtle about it. It's just not my steez. I like glam makeup. So this, I've been loving ever since I've gotten it. I don't know. I've used like the Nessa one and the Beauty Blender one. But I love this. It's stunning. And this is the No Limits what's going on? It's just called No Limits. This is the shade Worthy, and a tiny bit goes a long way. It's the contour and what is it? Contour and bronzer stick. If you've seen any of my video in the past, like, couple of months, you see that this is what I've been using. It's just what I've been using. So even when I do like my yearly favorites, this will be part of it because I love that thing so much. So I'm someone, I would say I don't really need to like contour my forehead, but because I dragged my concealer up there, I just like to give dimension to my face. And sometimes I will do that depending on how bright the concealer that I put on my forehead is. So you can see a natural gradation opposed to how you can see the difference between here. And I still go over it with the sponge and my foundation brush. I will always tell people the key to flawless makeup is blending. If you blend for the gods are gonna thank you with a stunning beat, okay? So, stamping, I'm not buffing yet. I don't even think I'm gonna buff. I'm just stamping. So you can see the illusion that this part of my face is giving opposed to this side. So just in a downward place. And don't worry about this. All of this is going to be blended. So this is what I look like after blending. This is also another fave from House Labs, and this is their Bio Blurring Loose Setting Powder. Now I have the translucent shade. This was part of the shade that they sent me with the foundation, and it's also really great. So y'all know by now, this is what it look like. So I'm just gonna dab this under my eye. So I've just specifically been loving this, mostly for my under eye. The rest of my face, not so much. For the rest of my face, it's just, I would say the same powder I've been using for years now. Years and years. I use it on my clients. I use it on myself. For years. And it's the RCMA No Color Powder. So I can call it a favorite. What I like about the House Labs powder though, like you can see my under eye is bright, but in person, like I'm looking at myself in person right now, it looks so good. Like it just stunning. So I want to make this brighter, so I'm going to use the No Color Powder. If I were going out, like in an event and just doing the most, I would use a powder puff to really stamp in the powder and just press like it's nobody's business. So usually when I put powder, I feel like every time I do a makeup video, I'm always giving tips. Even though this is supposed to be a favorites, this has turned into a tutorial. Anyway, when I put powder on my brush, I like to, you'll see more, but I like to do it on a solid surface. Just, I want you guys to see, like, so the powder is settling into the bristles. So when I go to buff my face, it's powder just coming out, see? And because of the type of primer that I used, I don't really need too much powder, because the first time and the second time I used this primer, the balm powder, powder balm, whatever it's called, I was shook because I was shook. I barely even had to touch up my face. Also, the times I used it, like almost everything I used on my face was mattifying, but still, it was just so good. My next favorite product that I'm gonna mention, and I just wanna say sorry in advance because it's two things I'm gonna show you guys here that is discontinued. And I don't know what Sephora is thinking, but they need to bring this back. This right here, I don't know who I have to talk to. Y'all need to bring this back. It came in light, medium, and this deep shade, right? Is it deep or dark? Deep. I had those 3 palettes that when this was still out and I was at Sephora and just always having clients, if I had this palette, I mean, it didn't matter what I was using, but if I had this palette, the way your face was gonna look beat, I just didn't need much. So it eliminated highlighter, it eliminated me having to get blush and contour and a bronzer. All of this is in here. And it's just a really, really good palette. And I don't know what's going on. Maybe a lot of people didn't know about it and didn't like do well, but it's amazing and I wish they would bring it back. So my contour, I'm basically just setting it. This is also like a yearly favorites. I love it. It's like, it's not just November. It's something I use every day. I literally use this every day. If I'm not using the blush, if I'm not using that, I'm using something from here. I may not use everything from here, but I'm using something from here. And it just has gorgeous. It has gorgeous, that's what I meant to say. Gorgeous shades in there. Favorite blush that I've been using, or blush that I've just been loving for the past couple of months, I will say, because it's the one I've been reaching for. I use others, but it's the one I've been reaching for. You cannot find this anywhere. This is Fashion Fair before they relaunched. So I got this a while back. And I think I knew when I found it in Macy's, it was the only Macy's that had Fashion Fair. And it was the Macy's in Brooklyn on Fulton Street. So if you're in New York, you know what I'm talking about. But I bought 2 backups. So when I bought it, I bought 3. Because I was like, I can't find this nowhere else. Y'all playing. I mean, they don't have it anymore. They may have a shade that's similar, but this is just the old Fashion Fair. It's just what I'm trying to say. They now have new blushes. They're duo blushes, and I haven't picked them up yet. I need to, because I really like every product from Fashion Fair, or a couple of Fashion Fair products that I have. I love. I mean, it's Fashion Fair. And I don't know if they need, I'm not saying this to be shady, but I don't know if they need a new social media manager. But something got to give, because Fashion Fair is too great for, I just feel like their online presence is not, it's not strong enough. Like, people need to know y'all products are out there. A lot of people still don't know that Fashion Fair is back and that it's at Sephora. Yeah, I feel like a lot of people don't know, and I don't like that because their stuff is really good. Their new blushes right now, the duo one, it looks like, I think it's cream and powder. It looks like if Tom Ford and Patrick Ta had a baby. That's what it reminds me of. Like just the way I feel like is that white and gold packaging that as soon as I see it, it automatically reminds me of Tom Ford. And then it looks like this. Let me show y'all. If I can get this open, that'd be great. It looks just like this. I think it's a little shorter, but then it's like, I want to say the packaging is white, and then the other one looks like is the shape of what I just showed you guys, and then has this like Tom Ford-esque thing going on. Has this like sleek white package going on. I need to go pick me up a couple of shades because I think I saw it online, or I was in passing rushing to get something at Sephora, I think, or I went to go say, I don't remember what it was or what it is, but I went there and I need to actually go take my time and swatch. Next thing, oh, so discontinued. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. A lot of the things that I love is just stuff that I rotate in my kit. And Milk, we're friends. We need to talk. You need to bring this back. People, when they bring it back, if they bring it back, y'all need to go and get it because it's so good. So this is the Flex Highlighter from Milk. And I'm using the shade Glaze. There's also this shade that I've used and it looks stunning on me. I was shook. It's called Icy, I think. I have it too, but I want you to be ready for what's about to happen to my cheeks. Fight your friends. Look how good this looks. Please. So what I like doing, sorry if you guys can hear the bristles against my skin, but what I like doing usually is put highlight on first and then blush, but I got carried away. And then I don't really put highlighter all the way down here. I usually like focusing it here because that's where my nose bridge is the flattest. So it's going to give you the illusion that something is there. Look at it. If you want to be crazy, you could do this. Very subtle. Don't go crazy. I could blend this a little more. And then go back in with the blush brush. What did I do with it? Where did it go? Oh. Oh my God. Oh, because I put it in the wrong place. With nothing on the brush, I'm just going back in over that highlighted space so it can look nice and diffused and seamless. Boom. Boom. Usually next steps, I would go in with, oh, I shouldn't, damn it. I shouldn't have used that brush. So, whatever your favorite baked powder is, if it's lighter, if it's your skin tone, it depends how you like your under eye, how bright you like your under eye to look. It will determine. So, I love, love, love this powder. This, I don't even know if they make it. That's the thing with Burberry. Like, y'all, I need to know. It needs to come back to Sephora. Burberry makeup needs to come back to Sephora. Anyway, this has some iridescence to it, and I like that because it's going for my under eye. And this is the nude powder, and I'm using the shade Almond number 43. So I'm just going to press. You can see the difference. Just really like the way it looks. So it's usually always that or the Sephora Collection Micro Smooth Powder. That powder has been a gem for years. If you don't know, you know, it's just not close to me. So in the studio, this is what I always use. If I'm getting ready at the vanity in my room, I use the Micro Smooth Powder because that's the collection for the room. But I love this Burberry powder. I don't have it in my shade. They have my shade, but I don't have it in my shade. So that's probably something. I'm always like, oh, that's what I need to pick up. I'm like, no, you already have too much. I want to start replacing stuff. I don't want to keep adding too many things. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? But love this powder. Again, it is the Burberry Nude Powder and it's sheer luminous pressed powder. I don't know if they have others, but this is the sheer powder and it is number 43, Almond. I can say this is a favorite because it's been a favorite all year. It's what I've been using. And this is the Kosas Brow Gel. Do you know there's some certain products that I don't need them to be this amazing thing, but they just get the job done. I feel like that's what this brow gel is. Like it just does what it needs to do. I'm not saying it's not amazing, but it just gives the right amount of pigment and I don't need my brows to stay in place like crazy all day. And this does not claim that. It's just great. Even days where I don't have makeup on, I'll put this on. And now that my brows look maybe a little unruly and fluffy, that's how I like it. Right now, I go through phases where I like super defined brows. That's not where I am in life right now. What do we want to talk about next? Y'all. Let me give you the precise name. This is the Afterglow Lip Shine in the shade Aragon, and this is from NARS. Like this. The way this has a chokehold on me. So good. As soon as fall hit, I've not been able to let it go. I've not. I have not. I've not been able to let it go. The only two setting sprays that I've been using is the Charlotte one and the Urban Decay D-Slick. Is that what I use? All-nighter, regular all-nighter, but it's in a big bottle of like those endless sprayers. It's in my room, so it's always this or that. And by now, y'all know the internets have told y'all about this. So back to the favorite mascara, the little skinny part is what I'm gonna use for my under eye. So I believe that's it for makeup. Let's move on to the other things. Skincare really quickly. Favorite cleanser right now. What am I using right now? It's a First Aid Beauty. It's not a milk. It's just like a liquid cleanser. I use that. It's a makeup remover. It's an oil makeup remover. I use that. It's from First Aid Beauty. I don't have it here, but I've been loving it, loving it. Because it's not like one that I have to like scoop and then I don't want to be dipping my hands in like, whatever. But I've been loving that. Cleanser I used to wash my face right now is from Biossance. I can't remember which one it is, but I know is what I've been using, loving it. Serums that I have been loving. Peel pads, I use that all the time. So I use the peel pads and then I go in with this. Been loving that too. And then I use this Necessaire neck serum. This looks like this. The Dennis Gross one is the Texture Renewal Serum. And I feel like it's been working. And the Youth to the People Polypeptide 121 Future Cream. Looks like so. I've been loving this, especially at night. Loving this, loving it. What else? Okay, fragrances. This has been like my nighttime. I work overnight. I love working at night. I can't be bothered by people like that. So loving it. Like, especially when I get out the shower, getting ready for work. Love this. This is Dylan by Rosie Jane. I'll let you guys see. It's just, I like it because it's just like really fresh. It's just refreshing. It's like, I don't know the notes off the top of my head right now, but it reminds me of like fresh spring air at night. And maybe that's why I love using it at night. I don't know. But I've been loving it. One that I just started using like every single day for the past week. I've been using it. So I had to slip it in here. And I'm probably going to use it all December. All December. Oh, I love how matte the texture of this. But this is Après by Ellis Brooklyn. I don't know. Can you guys see the liquid? She's been getting some use. Okay? Use. Ellis Brooklyn also makes my favorite fragrance. I'm not saying they're my favorite fragrance house. I don't know if I have one because a lot of fragrances they're just so good. But my favorite fragrance is Myth from Ellis Brooklyn, and that fragrance to me, I always tell people this, like, I don't know how I like describing stuff like this, but it reminds me of the feeling of like when you're falling in love. That's what Myth feels like. Like, I don't know how to explain it. Just like I told someone the other day, that we were talking about Tom Ford because I love Tom Ford. I love Tom Ford the way I love Beyonce. And I love that Tom Ford loves Beyonce. Ooh! Anyway, I was describing like, I feel like Tom Ford is like silk in human form. And they looked at me like I was weird, and that's okay. It's fine. I think, oh, is that a lie? I think it's a lie. I have a candle. I was going to lie and say that was it, but it's not. Look how I have burned this candle to like, I don't think there's anything else in here, but look, y'all, I have burnt this candle like it's nobody's business. This is Hinoki Fantôme from Boy Smells. And I'm just going to tell you guys the notes. And then we're going to wrap this up because I know this video is already really long. I already know because I talked the entire time. So trying to edit it down, it's probably not going to happen. And it's Vlogmas. So that's my story and I'm sticking to it. But anyway, this has resin, hinoki, cardamom, jasmine, moss, and what? Guac. I have a knack for pronouncing things correctly. So if I said that wrong, someone correct me on how to properly say it. And this, I don't know if I mentioned, is from Boy Smells. And this is what this looks like currently. And I think that's it. Candle I am currently burning right now is Margiela by the Fireplace. I got sent one like a month and a half ago. I was like, how did they know this is my favorite? And Jazz Club. Jazz Club and By the Fireplace. It depends on the mood. I love them both equally. Stunning. Love it. And then last week, I got another one. The limited edition one. Like packaging. So I'm like, y'all just know me. At this point, you just know me. So that's what I'm burning right now. And I feel like I'm going to keep finding something to talk about. So I'm going to go. Thank you so much for watching. I'm really happy that I'm doing Vlogmas. And I hope you and your family are enjoying the holidays. Don't forget to be thankful for things. Even if it's not something you have right now, just be thankful for it. Be thankful for it. You're alive, you're healthy. And I appreciate you guys for watching. If you watched this far, you're the real MVP. Okay? Okay. That is it for the November favorites. I appreciate you.